The story of Elijah and ravens. In the ancient days of Israel, when the land lay shrouded in drought as delicate as morning mist, there lived a prophet named Elijah. His heart beat steady as flowing streams with love for the Lord, even as he watched his beloved land grow dry as autumn leaves in summer wind. The story of how God provided for his faithful servant flows gentle as evening tide, a testament to divine care soft as shepherd's touch. In those days, the countryside stretched silent as midnight shadows, parched beneath a sky clear as polished bronze. The earth cracked deep as valley rifts, while gardens once lush as paradise withered quiet as fading dreams. This drought had come as heaven's response to the people's wandering hearts, their faith scattered thin as seeds on barren ground. Elijah, whose name meant "My God is Yahweh," carried words from the Lord pure as mountain springs. His message floated soft as dandelion seeds across the troubled land, speaking of both judgment and mercy. Twin streams flowing from divine source. The Lord, seeing his servant's steadfast heart, gentle as dove's wings, yet strong as ancient cedars, prepared a path of provision mysterious as morning mist. Speaking soft as summer breeze, the Lord directed Elijah away from the crowded valleys where people gathered desperate as desert flowers seeking rain. Instead, his feet were guided east, toward the Brook Cherith, which flowed quiet as whispered prayers east of the Jordan River. Here, in solitude deep as well water, God had prepared a sanctuary peaceful as dawn light breaking over distant hills. The journey to Cherith unfolded gentle as petals opening to morning sun. Elijah walked paths known only to wild things, his trust in divine guidance, steady as stars in night sky. As he traveled, the landscape changed around him subtle as shadows lengthening toward evening, leading him deeper into wilderness untouched as fresh fallen snow. At Cherith, Elijah found a place where peace settled soft as feathers falling in still air. The brook sang gentle as morning birds, its waters clear as mountain springs flowing over stones smooth as aged wisdom. Here, surrounded by cliffs rising tall as silent prayers, Elijah made his home beneath skies vast as divine mercy. In this sanctuary quiet as moonlight on still pools, the Lord revealed provision delicate as first light touching eastern hills. Ravens, dark as evening shadows, yet moved by divine purpose, became bearers of sustenance precious as golden honey. Each morning, as sun rose gentle as hope in trusting hearts, these winged servants would appear, floating silent as prayers on morning breeze. These birds, traditionally seen as wild as winter storms, became gentle as dove wings in their sacred task. They brought bread soft as mercy and meat tender as compassion, laying their gifts before the prophet with care delicate as mothers tending newborns. Each evening, as shadows stretched long as ancient stories across weathered stones, they would return faithful as stars emerging in twilight sky. The Brook Cherith, flowing constant as divine love, provided water pure as truth itself. Elijah would kneel beside its banks, grateful as desert flowers drinking morning dew, cupping waters cool as mountain springs in hands steady with trust. In these moments quiet as prayer, he learned lessons deep as well water about, depending on divine provision. Days flowed peaceful as stream water over smooth stones, each one a testament to God's faithfulness steady as sunrise. Even as the drought lay heavy as summer heat upon distant lands, here in this hidden valley gentle as shepherd's rest, Elijah found abundance flowing free as spring waters. The ravens continued their ministry faithful as seasons turning, their daily visits regular as heartbeats in the rhythm of his solitude. Time passed gentle as clouds drifting across summer skies, while Elijah dwelt in this sanctuary peaceful as evening prayers. His days flowed steady as stream water, marked by moments quiet as dawn light when the ravens would appear, their wings dark as midnight, yet bearing light as hope in their provision. In solitude deep as well water, his faith grew strong as ancient trees, rooted in soil rich as divine promises. Yet as seasons turned subtle as leaves changing color, the drought's grip tightened firm as destiny across the parched land. Even the faithful Brook Cherith, which had flowed abundant as divine mercy, began to diminish quiet as whispered prayers. Its voice, once strong as morning praise, grew soft as dying wind until it spoke no more than sleeping dreams. In this time of change gentle as twilight falling, Elijah remained steady as mountains at rest. His trust in divine guidance stayed firm as foundations, even as the waters retreated slow as ebbing tide. The ravens continued their ministry faithful as sunrise, though the brook's song faded quiet as stars at dawn. This too, Elijah understood peaceful as evening settling over hills, was part of God's greater purpose. Then came words from the Lord, floating soft as autumn leaves on evening breeze. The command fell gentle as dew on morning grass, directing Elijah to journey to Zarephath, where another provision awaited mysterious as hidden springs. Even as the last waters of Cherith sank silent as secrets into thirsty earth, new hope rose bright as eastern stars in the prophet's heart. The ravens, having completed their ministry faithful as seasons, departed quiet as prayers ascending to heaven. Their wing beats faded soft as memory into distance wide as divine mercy. Elijah watched them go, grateful as harvested fields for their service, knowing that each ending flows gentle as streams into new beginnings. As Elijah prepared to leave his sanctuary peaceful as moonlit gardens, he gathered memories precious as morning dew. The dry stream bed lay quiet as sleeping dreams, its stones smooth as years of flowing waters now holding stories deep as well depths. Each pebble, each hollow where waters once sang gentle as dawn chorus, had become sacred as whispered prayers. His journey to Zarephath unfolded soft as petals opening to morning light. The path led through countryside parched as forgotten promises, yet Elijah's heart remained steady as North Star. He carried with him lessons valuable as gathered gold, learned in solitude pure as mountain air. The ravens had taught him trust deep as ocean currents, patience quiet as growing trees. The time by Cherith had shaped him gentle as water shapes stone. in that place sacred as temple courts, where heaven's provision had fallen regular as heartbeats. Elijah had learned that divine care flows constant as seasons. Even now, walking paths dry as ancient dust, he felt peace settle soft as evening shadow in his spirit. Looking back across distance wide as horizon light, Elijah could see how each moment had been precious as polished gems. The ravens, dark as twilight, yet kind as mercy, had demonstrated faithfulness steady as midnight stars. The brook, until its voice grew quiet as sleeping children, had shown provision pure as mountain springs. Even its drying had taught wisdom valuable as inherited gold. In his heart deep as still waters, Elijah knew this story would flow eternal as river currents through time long as memory. It would remind all who heard it, gentle as lullaby, that divine provision comes in ways mysterious as morning mist, often through means unexpected as ravens bringing bread. The tale would whisper soft as evening breeze that trust, when placed in divine hands, brings peace quiet as dawn light touching eastern hills. This ancient tale, flowing gentle as stream water over sacred stones, speaks to hearts across time vast as starlit skies. It reminds us, quiet as prayer, that divine provision arrives in ways mysterious as morning mist, through channels unexpected as ravens on morning breeze, like waters running deep as mountain roots. Its wisdom continues to nourish souls thirsty as summer gardens.